Don't like the weather? Wait 5 minutes. That joke's nothing new to every resident who resides within the ever-changing weather anomaly that is Minnesota. However, as Adam Johnson, Casey O'Day, and Northwoods Guide Service owner Bill Slaughter soon found out, it's not always as funny as it sounds. Bill has set aside a week every year to spend with friends on what is known as the Gator and Grouse trip. This takes place in Minnesota's Boundary Waters Wilderness Canoe area. Starting just outside the town of Ely, the crew portages 3 lakes to a campsite known as Tall Pines. It's a mixed bag for the week: gators, or northern pike for the uninitiated, and rough grouse. First up is grouse. 2006 has been a banner year for grouse in Minnesota. Across the state, hunter success has been very good, and the grouse that reside within the boundary waters see very little hunting pressure. In fact, Bill says most game animals, big and small, are numerous and relatively undisturbed in this remote area.
We're hunting grouse out here, but there's definitely signs that there's some bucks in the same area. I wouldn't mind coming back here with my bow.
A short hunt yields just a couple grouse for the boys, but that's okay, as there are plenty of fish to be caught. Priority now is to hook a gator so the trip can truly be called the Gator and Grouse, and it doesn't take Adam too long.
The gator.
A light dusting of snow greets us the next morning, but Mother Nature isn't done. That light dusting turns into a light snowfall that falls most of the morning. A Canadian jay stops by the camp, followed by a host of woodland creatures. They say animals can sense a storm. Apparently they can also sense other creatures like us who can't sense a storm. The birds rubberneck as we listen to the local radio station, which is now forecasting a winter storm warning for the immediate area. Only one thing to do with snowy weather on the way. It's back out on the water to do what we came for. Later, as it warms up a little and the wind dies down, it's back into the woods as we try to get enough grouse for a meal that evening. Quickly, those light coats used to make the journey into camp are traded in for ice armor suits, heavy gloves, and stocking caps. With the snow getting heavier and the wind whipping across the lake, Bill seems a little less than optimistic about our chances of getting out on time.
Until I can't feel my hands anymore. I bet you we don't leave.
Even Bubba the hunting dog is not so sure that leaving the warmth of the tent is worth it.
This is our final full day at the Gator and Grouse for this year, and it's probably our coldest day so far. And actually tomorrow it's supposed to warm up a little bit. Bill has a radio in his tent, and when we woke up this morning the temperature was about 21 degrees in Evelyn, which means it's probably about 15 degrees or so up here. And with the 20 to 25 mile an hour winds we got, that puts the wind chill probably well below zero. And we're out here trying to catch northern pike. And a little bit later we'll be trying to hunt some rough grouse. You know, it's really not that bad. It's no different than ice fishing out here. But instead of ice, we just got open water. Temperature wise, it's no different. So as long as you dress for the weather, you're fine. I'm warm. Got me a gator lit. Real rough grouse.
About the time you're back in the tent warming up from the day's activities is when things happen. Murphy's Law. In this case, a switch in the wind had sent rollers across the lake, nearly sinking the boats. Standing waist deep in freezing lake water in the middle of the night, bailing out a boat Is fall camping in Minnesota at its most interesting? But nothing a propane heater can't fix. The next morning, with nearly a foot of snow on the ground, it was time to leave. Strangely enough, even though the water was just as cold, the wind just as strong, and the snow heavier than ever, it was beautiful. And on a trip that went from this, well, to this, you're still just a little sad to leave, though you know you'll be back next year, when it may be 70 degrees, because after all, this is Minnesota.